What's up, everyone? My name is Jossie Calhoun. I'm a software engineer and content creator. I've been working in the tech industry the past 5 years, and I'm really excited to share with you how Atlassian powers the collaboration that helps teams across the world and across industries accomplish what otherwise would be impossible alone, possible together. Atlassian makes collaboration tools for software engineers like myself, project managers, and knowledge workers across a multitude of industries. Atlassian's mission is to unleash the potential of every team by empowering them to collaborate effectively. Trust me, I've worked on both development teams where one had a waterfall approach to project management and the other one had a more agile approach to project development using tools like Jira, Confluence, and Trello, which in my opinion was a much better approach to managing and building a product. If you've worked in the tech industry, you might be familiar with Atlassian tools. Each tool has a specific workflow, but they all help teams track and manage projects to empower teams to collaborate. But before we do that, I'm going to give you context behind what a Scrum team is, because most development teams that are using Atlassian tools follow some aspect of the Agile framework, and those teams are considered a Scrum team. So my first year as a full stack software developer, I worked on a Scrum team. For those of you all who are unfamiliar with Scrum is an Agile project management framework that helps teams structure and manage their work through a set of values, principles, and practices that encourages teams to learn through experience and to be self-organized and self-sufficient, while also consistently tracking wins and losses each sprint or a 2-week time frame that each team member has to complete the work assigned to them. A Scrum team is a group of 5 to 11 people, various responsibilities related to the delivery of a product. The team is typically made up of a business owner, product owner, Scrum master, developers, and QA testers of various levels, along with a manager. I bet you're wondering now, how does Atlassian fit in all of this? Well, let me explain. Let's say you were like me and you were a full stack developer working on a Scrum team. You would have daily stand up every morning, which is essentially a meeting where you update your team on what your progress was the day before, what you're working on, and if you have any blockers. During that meeting, your Scrum Master will facilitate that meeting using, you guessed it, an Atlassian tool, specifically Jira. Jira software has been an incredibly valuable tool for teams in various industries, including financial services, retail, software tech, automotive, and many others. This powerful software solution has enabled these teams to stay organized and efficient in their day-to-day operations, allowing them to focus on what really matters, delivering high-quality products and services to their customers. Through its intuitive interface and comprehensive set of features, Jira software has become a go-to solution for teams looking to streamline their workflows and improve collaboration across different departments and teams. With Jira software, teams can easily track tasks and identify bottlenecks in their processes, along with making data-driven decisions that lead to better outcomes for their businesses. All right, so now that I gave you all a high-level overview of what Jira is, I'm going to show you how I use Jira as a full stack software engineer working on a Scrum team. So what you currently are looking at is the Jira board for Sprint 1 for the Code Avengers team. First thing we're going to go ahead and do is create our first story that we're going to add from the backlog into this current sprint. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and click backlog. We're going to create an issue. So as someone who's mostly been a front-end software engineer, I'm going to go ahead and say this story is called Create Template for React Forms. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and click the drop down, and instead of a task, we're going to create a story. And then we're going to click into this story, and I'm going to assign this task to myself. And then I'm also going to add a story point estimate, and I'm just going to say 3. How I've weighed my work in the past is we use values 1 through 8 as our scale, and this story would be 3 points, which means it would be about a little less than a week's worth of work. Jira has this really amazing feature where not only are you able to track all your progress through this visualization tool, but when you create stories, you can connect them to each other. So that way your team can be fully aware of each story and not be surprised by any bottlenecks or any barriers. Also, it's a really amazing way to let a team member know that maybe a story they're working on is blocking you from fixing a bug. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a bug. So we're gonna go ahead and select create. And as you can see, it already knows that this item is for the Code Adventures Sprint 1 Jira board. So we're gonna go ahead and select bug, and then the status is to do. And we're just gonna say page crashes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and assign that task to myself, and then select Code Avenger Sprint 1. And this is just an alert to let us know that it will affect the scope of this sprint, which is okay. And then I'm just gonna weigh it as a 2. This is the really cool part about Jira. We can link the issues. So we can say that this story is not blocking another one, but we could say is blocked by, and then we could go down and we can select the add event handling API service story for an example. And as you can see, that bug has been added to our sprint, and then you can see who it's assigned to, along with what the story is blocked by. Now, this is a really powerful feature that our team used a lot, especially for bugs or tasks that were kind of pushed to the end of the sprint so we wouldn't forget about them. So there you have it. We created a story and a bug for our Code Avengers sprint board. I hope this was helpful for you all and gave you a nice simplified example of how you would use Jira if you're working on a Scrum or just a technical team who's looking to optimize your workflow process and development cycle. So that wraps up this video with Atlassian. Once again, thank you to Atlassian for giving me the opportunity to talk through how Atlassian has empowered me to collaborate, along with giving you all examples of projects that I worked on with teams and products that we built that would otherwise be impossible alone, possible together.